Good morning. Just wrote a journal that I want to read to you. It's from 11/2/2010, the first one of this day, Election Day USA, and the Mayan day is favorable for that. It's for Ahau, which is Lord or light or sun, and the 4 is a earthy anchored kind of energy. It's a balanced energy. Fire, air, water and earth, north, south, east and west, that kind of a thing. And Lord or light, well, we know that's a blessing. And this is in the observation series, Exercises in Vision. It's called Observing the Energies on Election Day. Be alert. And that applies to people around the world, because even though you're not here, you're not voting, even if you're not tuned into the media, and maybe especially so, the energies are very intense. They're running rampant on this day. People have deeply polarized themselves, made those choices. And so don't take your feelings too seriously. Be alert for, it's not personal, we're all one. Okay, I feel already the intensity of this day, the intensity of people's focus on this. So many will be glued to the media throughout this day. And that is unfortunate, for it gives the controllers that much more opportunity to manipulate. Yet, on the other hand, it could also be good or fortunate, since it is still possible that at least some of their manipulations will become public, will alert people. Did you know, for instance, that some people going to the polls for early voting have found their ballot selections already marked? Interesting that. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, with all of the people here in the U.S. who don't vote, that this would never be discovered for tens of thousands, quite a large population of what would then be counted as votes, but fraudulent votes. Oh well. Our first thought, of course, would be, well, let's just look and see who the ghost votes were cast for. Which side? I don't trust that either. And here's why. What's the first thing they will do if they get caught? They will dummy up the information we are given. They'll muddy it up with disinformation. And so we might get told, and we're never told the truth. Just don't expect that anything that comes through the media is true. So just don't trust, my friends. Vote by all means, but don't trust. That is all. And let our passions not be stirred into mobs, into the ugliness that seems somehow quite all right when in a group that is acting that way. Realize too that this sort of behavior is often and generally a manipulation as well. It is desired by the controllers so that they can exert more force, more control, more locked down laws. The crowds are seated with provocateurs, with plants of the controllers there to stir the people's lower emotions and energies to get the ball rolling that way. And who knows what technology is involved as well. When people have implants, or and I'm stepping out of the journal, when people have implants, they can be manipulated. And in the vaccinations, we have nanotechnology such that computer chips are micro. They're so small they can come into your body through a vaccination needle. And so they receive and send. The energy works both ways. And so again, it is possible to manipulate us in these ways, and it's just good to be alert and to be aware and to remember heart trumps all of their technology, all of their manipulation. Have no fear. Okay, back to the journal. Waking up time is here, and it is time we took a firm stand, a very firm stand in the heart. Heart is about the only thing that won't lead us astray, that will neither lie nor manipulate in any way. Plus, while in heart, we are guided both by light beings, yes, but also by our own higher self, our inner teacher. Our intuition functions better from there as well, and we see through so much that mind would simply fall for, would consider to be right, or at least real anyway, when it's not. We're pulling out of the matrix, and this is a part of what that looks like. Taking our sovereignty back and refusing any more to be manipulated, to have our strings pulled by this or that invisible dark force, all unknown to us. Well, screw that, no more. We all shout with some verve, some energy, our firm intent and determination. We're not perfect, my friends, nor will we ever be. For in infinity and eternity, there is always another vista, another hill, something more to be learned or gained, some new scene appearing. And that's quite wonderful, isn't it? It's always good, though, to retain sufficient humility that we don't let the mind take control once again, thinking it knows, it has mastered this or that. That's actually a big danger, thinking one knows things. Just be cautious about that. One can know, of course, but the knowings from the heart and from the head are so vastly different that it's amazing we use the same word for them, knowing. It hardly seems fair or right to put such divergent energies or understandings together under the same word. Supposedly the same definition, they are nothing alike. Head knowledge, mental knowledge is always about. It is never direct participation in, direct experience of that which is known. That's because head knowing occurs in 3D, which is polarized. It's a duality. It has a subject and an object, a this and a that, and an assumed separation of all things. Well, all of this from the heart perspective is not so much wrong, it's just on a lower level of knowing, one that contains much that is illusion, unrecognized. It's all built on a faulty foundation. Heart knowing, when it comes, is so vastly different that it is challenging to wrap any words around it. Heart knowing is not concerned either with making sense. It can quite fly in the face of what is supposedly known to the mind. Heart knowing is a part of yourself also. With heart knowing, you somehow contain that which is known. It becomes a part of you. You know it that way. Now, do you see what I mean by being challenged with words? I just don't know how to do this. It transcends the mind, and words are tools of mind, creations of that. Okay, I give up. Just follow my heart, attune to it, and get the understanding that way. It is available to you. Oh, I feel you in there. That's good. As we ever remember and call upon our oneness, we are empowered and enabled to come to know things this way. Not always, of course, for it is a co-creation. We're not an omnipotent ruler or God after all. Free will is involved, and it gets somewhat complicated at times. Excuse me. Kismet, get up here. Bad doggy. Excuse me. He just won't leave her alone. Well, I have to get ready and go out and vote. It dawned chilly, overcast, and rainy here. Hopefully that won't keep people away from the polls. I waited until election day this time, for I don't trust the way the voting is counted. The early votes can be separated out like the overseas or military votes, then only brought forward if they are supposedly needed. No, thanks. I'll go on the main day, so it's straightforward like that. It will be an interesting day. Please realize that whatever emotions you're feeling, you're being acted upon by the whole today as tempers flare and energies are rising to get the right counts that people on both sides are desiring, are trying to manipulate into being. Don't take your own feelings personally today. Stand back a little bit and just watch. Be amused if you like, for remember, we're also here in these bodies to have fun. Good day.